Welcome, everybody, to the East Carolina Pirates Dynasty on EA College Football 25. Now, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded any videos onto YouTube, but as of late, I've been having an urge, an itch to get back into uploading videos, and I figured now is not a better time to do so. And so today is the start of a long, grinded out series where we take a below average college football program, in this case 1.5 star East Carolina, and build them up hopefully into a powerhouse. And believe me, it ain't gonna be easy, but I'm up for a good challenge and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I hope you guys tune in with me for every episode as we grind out this series and start things off with a created coach. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to go with recruiter. I feel like after a few seasons, that's just overpowered. You can bring in just a crazy amount of 4 and 5 stars after just a couple years. So for this series, we're going to be going with tactician. And most head coaches in college or the NFL usually start off as an offensive or defensive coordinator. So I feel like that'd be a cool little backstory for our coach. He was an OC or a DC at one point, and now he has gotten the opportunity to become a head coach for a program. And so as you can see, East Carolina has not been a really good team over the past couple decades. They've had a couple decent seasons, but last year was a god-awful year. So I'm going to go ahead, sign my life away for the next 2 years, and let's go ahead and get this thing underway. And taking a look at our opening roster for our first year, we have junior quarterback Jake Garcia, who is actually a transfer from Missouri. He's looking to get more of a opportunity to showcase his skills, and believe me, he's going to get just that here at East Carolina. We have a decent backup and a sophomore, Caton Hauser. We have a couple freshman quarterbacks behind him, Raheem Jeter, James Moore. And I can tell you this right now, I love that Raheem Jeter, as a redshirted freshman, has a 94 throw power. I feel like that is really something to work with, especially here in a couple seasons as he progresses. At running back, we got the senior 91 speed Rajay Harris. And behind him, we got sophomore running back Javius Bond with 92 speed. So those two backs, I can tell you right now, are going to be fun to use. Behind him, got Marlon Gunn, TJ Engelman, 92 speed as well as a freshman, along with 98 acceleration and 94 change of direction. He is going to be a player that we're going to really try and develop into a really good running back. Our receiving core is not that great. It's not awful, but it's not good. That is one thing we're going to have to definitely work on, as a receiving core. And a theme of this team as we continue on through the roster is speed. Our team does not have a lot of speed, so that is going to be one thing we're going to be looking at when it comes to recruiting, is to get more speed on this roster. We have 6 tight ends. Unfortunately, 3 of them are seniors. Our offensive line is not that great, so that's something else we're going to really look to have to improve, and improve very fast, because it don't matter what caliber of quarterback you have. If you don't have a good offensive line, that quarterback is not going to be able to succeed. Over to the defensive side of the ball. Couple decent players. Our outside linebackers are not that great. Kevon Merrill Jr., though, only a 58 overall. He's a freshman, a true freshman, but that 93 speed, I like that. Our secondary is not that great as well. We got a pretty good kicker and a good punter. Yeah, guys, that is the roster. Honestly, not that great. We only have 6 players over an 80 overall, and all 6 of them are seniors. In case anyone is wondering, these are going to be the gameplay sliders that I will be using. I have used these before in a few of my other dynasties, and honestly, I've really liked what I've seen so far out of it. We may adjust these throughout the season depending on how our team performs, but as of right now, these are what we are going to be starting off with. On to our coaching abilities. We have 5 points to spend right now, so we're going to go ahead, probably throw these on our offensive line because our offensive line is atrocious. Next up, we're going to go check out the recruiting board. As you can see, we need to fill 25 spots. That is going to be tough to do. And we have advanced into our first week of the season. As you can see, we have a bye week. I've already done some recruiting. We'll go ahead, check out the board that we have so far. Thankfully, we got an instant commit in Ben Prelo. I think that's how you say his name. So I found some prospects I really like through here. A few gems. By the way, that cornerback right there, that's 4th on the list, Delvin Shorter. We'll dive into him a little bit later. I expect this team to have their fair share of ups and downs throughout this first year. Honestly, probably longer than that. There's a certain way I like to build out my teams in Dynasty. And with the makeup of this roster, we probably won't reach that stage until maybe year 3 or maybe even year 4. There are some developmental pieces I like on this team, but they're really young and inexperienced and low overall. So, like I said, it's probably going to take a few seasons before we get to the stage where I'm really happy with this team. Back to that cornerback I was talking about a bit ago, Delvin Shorter, a 6'1", 197-pound man-to-man cornerback. Thankfully, we are number 1 on his board, as we're the only team that's offered him a scholarship. But as you can see, he is a gem once we fully scouted him. And here's the part that's pretty crazy. 99 speed. That is definitely something we can work with, and a great start to the recruiting process. Now, guys, this is going to be the end of the video, so stay tuned for the next video where we take on FCS Southeast in our first game of the series.